Good morning, my garden friends. I'm in my backyard. It's really the second day of spring, and I just wanted to show you a few things that in the last just 3 weeks have bloomed and started to show a lot of color. And starting here in the center is my little juicy fruit island, as I call it. And this is a volunteer penta that started um, oh, a few months ago. And it just started out with just a couple little leaves, and it has just taken off. And next to that is just, again, a volunteer of some sweet alyssum that is just coming up and starting to bloom. Right behind that, those are zinnias. I had taken just a head of zinnia that I had trimmed off, and I just kind of threw it down there, and it has started to germinate and send up loads of volunteers. You guys have seen my Geo Ben Jr. And up here is a moringa, and they're all about a year and a half, 2 years old, but this moringa is starting to bloom, and I'm hoping I get something like the drumsticks, they call them, out of it. They have all the seed pods, but it's just, it's all edible. The whole plant, except for I think the roots are poisonous, but the whole plant is all edible. And Rick and I have it every day. I dry them and then powder them and use it in our yogurt. And back down here, I've got more of the zinnias coming up. This is Brazilian spinach that you can see it's already starting to try and send off. I'm hoping that these eventually are going to be seeds that I can harvest, but as of yet, all it does is spread, but it creates a great ground cover. My Florida Prince peach tree, just in the last week, has started to leaf out. I don't see any buds yet, but I mean, look at this. This is just all beautiful. And if you're not out here every day, you miss so much. And we've had some business to take care of for the last few days, so I really have not been out here every day. And I'm looking around as I'm taping this, filming it, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going, oh my goodness, oh look at this, oh look at that. This is the Everglades tomatoes, and you can see that they have loads and loads. I've been seeing so many of the little yellow blossoms on here, but now I'm starting to notice all of the green. Oh, look at all those little jewels. Do I see any red? Oh, more green. Loads and loads of tomatoes. I'm going to be out here picking very soon, probably within the next. There's a little color. But the Everglades tomatoes, I find them hard to contain. I've tried growing them up a trellis, and it's a little hard. This is the 20th century. Do I still have a name on that? No, name's gone. But anyway, this is the Asian pear, and I don't see any new growth on it quite yet. The old leaves are still kind of coming off, but I would suspect that that's going to start leafing out here real soon. At least fingers crossed, I hope. Let's see, what do we have here? The plumeria? Oh, what do you know? The plumeria is starting to leaf out already. Here we are, the 21st of March. The tea plants stay year-round. I noticed a couple weeks ago that the spathiphyllum peace lily was already starting to send out loads and loads of blooms. And I had tucked a couple amaryllis back there, and you can see that was a few years ago. And even though the peace lilies have grown out, the amaryllis bulbs, there's a few more back there and underneath, and they'll present themselves. Penta, that again, that's a volunteer. But over here, this is kind of like Amaryllis Lane. You can see all the bulbs are just, they're going to be everywhere. And I showed you my red one last week, and I'm going to be in my own light here. Let me see if I can come around and catch one to show you. Those blooms are just incredible. And that was the only of the original 5 that I had back in 2008. There was only one that was red, and then the rest were apple blossom. And this is just my absolute favorite bloom. I think of all the amaryllis I've ever seen, I don't think I've been in love with any more than the apple blossom. And this one has 4 on it, and you can see there's a 5th one in the back. But you can see how many more I have. And again, like I said, I started out with 4 plants. They're all within the next couple weeks. I will be having more and more. The bloom comes up and the bulb swells, and then you get these gorgeous blooms on them. Here I've got, this came from one plant, and it's divided. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if there's any more back there. Oh, there's a 5th one in behind, hiding. Probably one back there in amongst the tomato. Now this is the Everglades tomato that came up as a volunteer. These were all volunteers. I haven't planted anything. And I'm trying to grow it on the fence back here. You can see I've got some that need to be picked. But I also found that, this is my preserve back here. So I have raccoons and armadillo that crawl behind here on this little wall back here. This is about a 6-8 foot drop, and it's a concrete block wall. And then this is our fence, and then our property. But beyond that is a preserve that's owned by the county. And we contend with that. We live with that. Let's see, what else have I have here? That's the sweet potato vine. You can see something's eating at it, and it seems to do that no matter what I put on it or spray or what have you. By the way, these are edible. Without any bugs on it, it would be preferable. And then back on this side, I have my cranberry hibiscus. These are all just volunteering on their own, just blooming as they wish. And then the regular hibiscus, I'm trying to get myself out of the sun. The regular hibiscus here are leafing out again. This is just in a week. I showed you guys these last week, and look at all the little leaves that are starting. Oh wait, let me show you this one over here, Juicy Fruit Island. I'm surprised. This is, I didn't really think that they would start to leaf from all of these junctions again, but look at this. The whole way up. And I think there's one, oh, here's the other side of the same plant. You can see it's starting. Maybe I will get some figs this year. That would just be great. And that's just this is a wild, brown turkey is the variety. But then on this side is the Chicago Cold Hardy is what they call it. And this was just a, no, well, I don't want to peel them off if it's too early. But this is budding here, leafing out here. And this one was the only place, but I see now that it's sending up another. And down there too. These are in grow bags. And I'm trying that. Agapanthus, this is a little early for agapanthus to be coming up, sending anything. This is the other Chicago Cold Hardy. And again, you know, when they come out, they're about like that. When I planted them, they were about 2 inches. And so I can see that they are starting to divide themselves, which is so cool. So cool. Anyway, this is the other big agapanthus that started out. Everybody starts out small and they have a way to grow. And the other hibiscus, it's at least sending off a bloom here that you can see. Such a pretty thing. You know, I've shown you how you can make tea out of the blooms. They're just beautiful. I don't know about a regular hibiscus if you can make tea out of the leaves, but the cranberry hibiscus down there at the end, you can use both the leaves and the blooms, and they make a beautiful tea. And that's about it. My neighbor sent his grass to me yesterday, and with the warning that it was full of all the pollen that's falling on, and he said, just be careful, don't breathe that in. So I said, okay. And so today I'm going to be laying down cardboard and then laying down grass clippings on top of it, and that will act as a weed suppressant. But I'm kind of curious here. I'm seeing something. This is my big mango, but I don't want to hurt it, but it looks like almost like I have blooms. There's something budding there at the top. Oh, maybe it's just more leaves. I'll have to get up on my ladder and see if I can find anything. But you can see how the mango, it's interesting because look at how it starts out. Doesn't that look like it's dying off? Well, it isn't. Those are the fresh leaves. And then as they get bigger, then they will turn to green. Very cool. I think that's such a cool tree. And how many more years will it take for it to bloom? I don't know. Will I still be here? Yeah. Anyway, that was all I wanted to show you. I think it's just March, April, May are my favorite times in either the front yard or the back. And I thoroughly enjoy it. The more I build this yard, the more I think, oh, this is, you know, I'm really growing my soil to grow my plants so I can grow fruits and vegetables. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and if you have the ability to find any amaryllis and get them growing in your yard, I hope you'll take that opportunity. So with that, I will say garden what you've got, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.